Hi guys, today I'm gonna show you how to trace and debug a program in Eclipse. Well, right here we have three classes, right? Right here we have the main, right here we have circle class, and right here we have another class named geometric object. I'm gonna explain each one, basically what it does. But first of all, the main purpose of this video is to understand what inheritance means. Inheritance, see this way. Inheritance is basically having a class that contains all the common things in that different classes need, right? And with that being said, another example could be a father and the son, right? So the things that the father and the son have in common and all the sons have in common, that's gonna be the inheritance. The sons are the inheritance. And the father, in this case, is gonna be the geometric object, which is the superclass, right? So now, right here, in the geometric object, we'll see that we have a variable named color of type private. We have a variable named field of type boolean, which is private too. And right here we have an object for the date. Right here we're gonna have a method that which is gonna be the default one, and it doesn't accept any argument. In this one right here we have a mutator or constructor, and it's gonna accept two kinds of variables. It's gonna accept a kind of string right here and a boolean, which is field. And then right here we're creating a new object out of the date class object. And well, in this part right here we have this dot color equal color, which means this is to differentiate this color with this one right here. So basically it's this one and this one, and this color is gonna be this one up here. And the same for this is field. This is field is talking about this one right here, and this one is talking about this one right here. So basically whatever value I have here is gonna set up to this one right here, which is this one right here, right? And we're gonna set those values in the tester method. Right here we have a getter, and basically it's just returning the color, which is this one on top. Right here we have a another setter, which is for the color, and it's just for the type string. And this is what is happening whenever we enter a color here, right? It's gonna call this method right here. But if we don't set any color in the tester, it's gonna return this one right here. And what is the default color we have in the class? White. And right here, well, basically the same for the field. Field is gonna return the default field that we have, which is true. Is gonna be true. And then in this one we can set if it's equal to true or false. Right here we're gonna return the date. And in this one right here, this is very important because whenever the circle tester reads, I'm gonna explain that in detail in a second. we have a method called toString method, but see that in the circle class we have one too, right? I commented out. I'm gonna explain to you guys in a second why. So, well, I'm going to class, and well, right here you guys see that well, it's in the packaging. We named the package inheritance, and but what does this mean? Well, basically this method is a connection, is an inheritance of the geometric object class. And right here we're just specifying a private string named radius, and it's gonna be double. We have a default method. We have another constructor or mutator for the radius. Right here we have a circle method, which is gonna accept radius. It's gonna accept a color, and it's gonna accept a variable of type boolean, right? And well, we have this is radius equal radius, and basically whatever value I pass with the object created in the tester is gonna be replaced with this one right here, with the default one. And right here with set color is doing the same, is calling the set color method, right? Which we don't have right here. Why? That's part of the inheritance. The reason we don't have it here in this method is because we're extending this class to the geometric object right here. So if we go to the geometric object, we're gonna see a class named setColor. So basically it's calling this class right here. And well, we don't have to specify geometric object dot set color because it is part of the same class, because it's an inheritance. It's not the same class, but it's an inheritance, so basically you can just call it like that, right? And the same for set field. In this part right here, get radius, where I'm just returning the default radius for a circle. Right here I'm setting in this constructor right here, this one is accepting an argument, which means I'm gonna enter the value in the tester, and then right here we have another getter, which is just gonna return the area. And this area, well, the reason I didn't put get area, I'm not just calling the method from the geometric object, is because the circle has a different area than the rectangle, than the triangle, and all that. The same, well, in this method right here we don't have another for example, the triangle doesn't have a diameter, right? So that's the reason I'm creating a specific object or a specific characteristic for this class right here, which is a circle or an object circle. That's what I'm talking about, a circle, right? A perimeter, well, basically is a different one because it's a different characteristic than the generic ones. And right here, well, just printing the date. And well, I'm gonna now explain the circle tester, debugging it. So I click here, debug. Now you see that, well, it's gonna start with the system.out.println circle.toString method, right? And so I click to the next step. Why? It took me to the geometric object Java to the string method. The reason is, if we go to circle, we see that this is commented out. So basically what Java is doing, whenever Eclipse is doing while reading the program is, okay, it says circle, right? It's calling circle, so I'm calling the method toString of circle. But if we see right here, the method toString is commented out, right? But because this is an extension of a geometric object, if it doesn't find that method here, it's gonna proceed to look for this one here. So basically what I'm doing in this one, I'm just gonna print like the generic characteristic of several figures. For example, if we have a triangle, a rectangle, and a circle, it's just gonna print the generic characteristic. For example, if all of them had a white color, red color, and all that, right? So we go to the next line, and you see how is it taking you to the geometric object class. We keep going. Now it's gonna do exactly the same, but it's going to the class circle, right? Boom, get color. Why again? Because imagine if you have circle, triangle, and a rectangle, they're gonna share the same color. That's what it's doing. And then when it's radius, pay attention to this, because it's not gonna take you to the geometric object. It's gonna take you now to the class circle. So we go and we see now Eclipse is taking me to the class circle. Why? Because radius is only a specific characteristic for the circles. Rectangles and triangles, for example, we have more classes with those names, they don't have that characteristic, right? So it's not gonna take me to them. They're not sharing that characteristic. So now get area. It's gonna happen the same. It's gonna take me to the class circle, and we prove it right here, right? Why? Because the area of the circle and the area of a triangle isn't the same. Now the same for the diameter. Circles, rectangles, and diameters, and other different geometrics, obviously they don't have the same diameter, right? But what it will happen if I modify this, and well, right here, if I do this, is gonna, well, right here, if I type 1 like it was, it's just going to set that as the default radius, right? I can actually put right here, oh, I'm sorry, 52. And you see it's gonna work. Or we comment this out, this line, oh, I'm sorry, this could be like this. So now the new object created is gonna set the radius to this class right here. It's gonna go here, and if we see, it's accepting only one argument. How many arguments I have here? Just one, right? So for example, now if I type a color, red, and I'm trying to call this method, or actually to use this method right here, and then let's say false. I don't know why it's giving me an error. And the reason that it's giving an error, it's this one right here. How many arguments we have right here? 3, right? So if we go back, how many arguments this one accept? Just 1. What type? Double. We have type string right here and type boolean, so it's not gonna accept it. But what about if I want to put those 3 arguments and actually make the circle to read them? Well, I'm gonna go to the one on top above, and boom. What happens? What Java does, or Eclipse, reads the code and finds the method who accepts 3 arguments, which is double, string, boolean, and boolean. That's how Java is gonna work. So if I run this program, instead of displaying the default colors, which is white and the diameter I had before 1, and this, instead of being true, is gonna make it false. If I run the program, we can see right here, color red, fill false, the color is red, the radius is 0.87, which is the one that I just entered. Thank you so much, and that was all.